Good evening. This is my first attempt at sleeping in my Ozark 10 by 20 hot tent with the stove in it set up. It's raining right now. I don't know if that microphone's picking that up. It's supposed to turn to snow pretty soon. It's about 35 degrees outside right now. Built the stove with a friend of mine. It was a full barrel. We cut off a third of it, re-welded the back on. Inside we put a grate and a baffle. Welded it in there. See the grate on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that baffle up top there. Probably about 65 degrees in here, I would think. And that's pretty impressive considering the bottom of the tent doesn't close all the way there. And got vents on both ends that are always open. I have a military surplus sleeping bag. Very warm. Don't think I'll be zipping it up tonight because it's already pretty warm in the tent here. Tomorrow in the daylight, take a look at the tent from the outside and show you a few of the mods that I have done to it. Good morning. It's about 6:30 a.m. and I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I'm learning how to use this stove. It's a learning curve. I think I got it down, but now I'm just about out of wood, so I changed plans. I'm going to pack my stuff up while I got heat, and then hopefully later on in the day I can come out and go through the tent and the additions and modifications that I've made to it. So the weathermen were actually right this time. During the night it turned from rain into snow. So I'd show you what it looks like outside, but it's still dark out. The snow that came down is super thick. I woke up about 4 o'clock to go to the bathroom, and the weight of the snow on the roof was making the roof sag. So I had to take a rake and pull all the snow off the roof. Came back in, stoked the fire, and went back to sleep for a little while. But then I woke up about 6, a little after 6, and noticed that my wood is getting pretty thin here. It's dwindling down, and I don't want to be coming back out here to pack all this stuff up when it's frigid cold and damp out here. So I'll do it now, go in the house, eat some breakfast, and maybe come out when it's light and do another video of the tent. One problem that I've had is when I first got the tent, I brought it out and set it up right away, left it out for a few days. And one of the selling points of the tent that they market it with is the way the flap over the stove jack zips up. Well, it's not a very good design because the water runs down goes under the flap, in between the flap and this stove jack. Sits there, and then this seam back here leaks. Another downside of this tent is the material is a plastic type material. When the wind blows, it's really, really noisy when it's cold out because it gets really rigid. So what I did to remedy both of these issues, bought a pretty pricey white duck canvas tarp, 24 by 12, and I covered the whole tent with that tarp. So it's about 8 o'clock now, so I'm going to do a video of the tent itself and the setup. So it's Ozark Trail, 10 by 20. On top of it is a duck canvas, or white duck canvas 24 by 12 tarp. A lot of creosote. Top, I just made a makeshift spark arrestor. Looks like it made a mess of my tarp a little bit. This here is the flap that goes on, that is on the stove jack. So you can see that that's right there's the top of it, and there's zippers on both sides. There's strings to zip it, but it doesn't seal on the top up here, so the water runs down, gets stuck between, and then leaks into the tent. And this tarp looks like it's soaked. I was gonna say underneath it's dry, but I don't think it is. I guess it is dry in here. This is a barrel stove that I built, or a friend of mine built with me. He did most of the welding. Works real well for heating, but there's a few things I have to work out. Yeah, you can see all that creosote oozed out of the pipe. Seems like if you have it burning really low, you'll get a lot of creosote. And then when that drips down, it's still in that liquid form, and then it's sort of volatile. As soon as you stoke the stove, it starts smoke. The creosote starts smoking. Also, I put a baffle right in here, which seems to keep more of the heat in the stove, but that smoke has to come out to the front and then go back and up into the pipe. So sometimes when you open the door, smoke comes back into the tent. So I might have to put another baffle in, maybe here, So the smoke will have to go up and around and then back. Also bought a couple welding blankets off of Amazon. One for the back wall here, which I'm glad I put that up because that got pretty hot behind that stove. And when I would feel this, it was very, very warm, but going back and feeling the actual tent wall, it was nice and cool. The tent wall is made out of some kind of plastic, so I'm sure it wouldn't withstand a whole lot of heat.